coming out here after 30 years, yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.
My man introduced crack to the institution. And let me tell you something, when he did that, everything changed. Everything. I'm talking about a whole compound. I seen everything change, man. I had been locked up for a little while, you know, we talking about the 80s, so I didn't really know too much about crack. I really knew nothing about crack. Not a thing. Only thing I knew about crack was it had killed Lynn Bass, and they called people crackheads. That's all I knew. And let me tell you something. This drug right here was an eye-opener to me about drugs and an eye-opener about prison. Because I had been on this compound now for a little while. I had seen dudes like that I knew. And then I had seen dudes that I didn't know, but just seen them in their everyday life, but we really had no type of rapport or nothing like that. Like we weren't cool or nothing, but I know them, I've seen them. And dudes that always had their routine, because prison ain't nothing if nothing else but routine. So I used to see dudes like go to work in the kitchen, go to work at the gym, work outside, do whatever, do what they do on their daily routines, go work out on the weight pile, do this, do that, whatever. And so you get a little feel of a dude or what he about and what his routine is and what, you know what I'm saying, how his ideology is, how he think and how he move. So you think you do until that crack came on the institution. I never seen nothing like it, man. That man got that crack in people that I saw and knew and respected and looked at it one way or another. I looked at them totally different after that. Didn't even know, wouldn't even have a clue that they might, you know, get high. But that crack, it was one dude in particular, he just blew my mind because I used to always see the dude. I never really knew him, really conversated, kicking with him, but he was in my block. He did the same thing every day. He'd go to work, he'd come from work, he'd go to the weight pal, he'd work out, he'd come back, he'd shower, he'd fix some food, he'd go on to his room, mind his business. Big old dude, had a Figaro big gold chain. You notice these things when you locked up. And he had a wedding band and a Figaro bracelet, right? And that's all he used to do on his off days when he had to work. He on the weight pal working out, you know, watch sports and everything, fix meals, go to a sale. Respectable dude, man. Ain't bothering nobody, and won't into no drama, no foolishness. Man, I remember when it started circulating around it, the crack was on the compound and old boy had crack, man, and I seen this dude getting crack, man, and I seen him go from getting it, coming back. Next thing you know, his chain done went in pawn, his ring done went in pawn, his necklace done went in pawn, his bracelet done went in pawn. Everything he had, he started pawning it all to get more and more crack. He started promising his check. You know, he started giving up his personal clothes, his shoes, his Walkman, then his TV. It was phenomenal, man. I'm like, what in the world is in this stuff, man? I just couldn't even understand it. I couldn't even grasp the concept of how dudes was acting over this stuff. Everybody trying to get at him there. So now, everybody know he got the work. Everybody trying to get at him. Like I say, dudes that I didn't even know get high, now I know get high. So I look at him in a totally different light. So this is when I came into play. Now, he started telling me that, look, man, you know, all these cats coming at me. I don't really know these cats, man. I can get this money, man. They know you. They respect you, man. You know, we ain't looking for no drama. We can just get some money, man. I want you to be the front man, man. You give it to them, because that way when you give it to them, they got to owe you, and they going to pay you. I don't want no sucker to try me, and I end up having to get locked up. They ain't going to try you, man. They already think you crazy. So just you handle it, and you gonna get broke off and make sure you get paid. So I'm like, what you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? He like, well, I want you to, you give it to him. I'ma get it. You just sell it. You give it to them, and I'ma give you a percentage. You gonna get paid. You gonna be alright. So I'm like, okay, this is my Celly. Okay, alright. I'm gonna get some money out of this green. I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? But in actuality, now this joker got me actually selling crack. You know, I'm actually selling the crack, but I'm in prison, but I'm actually selling it. So it's crazy because, like I said, I ain't even sell drugs on the street. So it's crazy. But so I started doing it, and I started giving it to dudes like that with an iron fist. Like, look, you get this, man. This is what you got to give me, or this is what you need to send that money to. Don't play with this money. Oh yeah, I got you, bank. I'm like, all right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I had already made up in my mind. You play with that money, I'm gonna hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, ain't no. I'm gonna hurt you because I'm trying to get paid, and I'm thinking that this how I go anyway. Don't play with my money. So we started doing that. Everything is jumping, man. It's moving fast. You know, he living the life. He living high off the hog, man. Because like I say, he got me handling that, and money coming in with that hand over fist. I'm talking about, man, at that point in time, more money than I seen in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? It's coming. You know what I'm saying? He can't get enough of the stuff. So he got the girls coming up there. They bringing that stuff in. Then he got girls coming up there calling dudes out for visits. Dudes going over there, man. Dudes going over there getting them hand jobs, man. They going over there get the kiss and feel all on the woman. You know, if they could get lucky enough to sneak behind the vending machine and try to get their thing off, they doing that. But all of this come with a price tag. They all paying him. He killing them. You know what I'm saying? He getting money hand over fist. You know, so he getting so much money within a couple of months. This man done made enough money for them girls to be catching the little. First they was riding the little hoop. First they was catching the little bus up there, so they won't come in as often. Then he had sent them enough money. They got them little hoopty. They was riding the little hoopty up there now. Now when he had this stuff rolling, he making money, man. It was a couple of months, man. I know it was less than 6 months. Less than 6 months, that man them girls had bought them a brand new Benz, big body Benz. And they riding up there every week now, five in the carload. Sometimes they calling 2 or 3 dudes out. If ain't no dudes that paid them to get called out, then they all go see him. Then you got dudes sitting in there with their family, looking at him, checking them out. You know what I'm saying? He might tell them, yeah, give me $20 when we get back. She gonna flash you, you know. So, I mean, it was just like a freak show, man. It was going, he had it going on, man. Hector was a pimp for real in the sense of the word. The dude was a pimp. He knew how to get that money. And I don't know what he was telling them bros, but he shown up, had them doing whatever he say do. You know, and they calling them just like in the movie. They get on the phone, tell them daddy. They in the visiting room, calling them daddy. Tell them you get on the phone with them and say, yeah, my daddy say this, my daddy say that. He had them, man. You know, but like I say, while all of this is going on too, I'm learning him more and more because that's what I do. I study people. I'm seeing too, even with all this size and even with all this handling the women and all this, I see he ain't really had no big heart. I can see it. He ain't really had no big heart. He put on more of an image that he was tough than he really was. You see what I'm saying? And I can see it from being in close proximity with a dude. When you done been in them trenches like I've been in, and you done been face to face with real, you know, gorillas, real dudes trying to eat your face off. You can see in their eyes what they made of. You can see, you know it, you know, and I ain't see that in him. I ain't see it in him, you know, and I know he had maybe, you know, little scuffles as far as like words with different dudes, and he always, you know, during the time that I was in there with him, that little time right there that he had little altercations, it was just verbal, but he always backed them down with his words. You know, he always backed them down with his words because they was unsure about what he would do and what he wouldn't do. So he might be like, look, man, I'm telling you, man, no, I ain't trying to hurt. You supposed to send that money. Ain't no extension, man. You don't have my money, man. That's the best I can tell you. That's the best. And he would lead them with that uncertainty. And some of them, I heard one dude even tell him, like, what you mean? I mean, what you mean if I don't have what up? I'm telling you, I might be late. What you saying? He said, I'm saying, I done said all I'm going to say. I done said all I'm going to say, man. You know when you supposed to have it, and that's that. I don't want to talk no more. So when you giving that persona, dudes is all that's unspoken words. Those words are spoken loudly, but they unspoken. So, and like I say, being that he was in the position, and people would do that too, especially a lot of dudes do it anyway. When you in a authority position, and then you eluding authority, then that automatically gives the opposition something to think about. Is this, really what I want to do? So it automatically puts him on the defensive. And that was one of his tactics, man. That was one of his techniques. Because I seen him. But then I also seen the after side when they was gone, how he was like, he was relieved because he ain't want that smoke. You know what I'm saying? He ain't really want it, but he had to do what he had to do to keep the train rolling, to keep the money train rolling, and he was killing them, man. I mean, he was literally killing them. And then y'all would be surprised what this dude pastime was. Now I told you he lift weights all the time. He was a big old dude, and when he won't lifting weights, he actually joined the choir. The man that actually joined the choir, he sang high tenor. So he gets in the choir so he can sing the gospel, sing high tenor. And this is what the craziest part about it is, he actually had, and I didn't even, way back then, in my mind, I didn't know like it was today. You yourself could go make a CD or whatever. Back then, I'm thinking everybody who was making records, they was somebody. The dude actually had records out. The man had actually cut a couple of Christian records, man, albums out on the street. He actually did. I wish I could remember. I don't know if this man might try to sue me or what, man. But I wish I knew I could remember his last name. But his first name definitely is Hector. But if anybody in that area know who I'm talking about, you can look it up. You can pull up this man's albums. He had gospel albums out, right? The same dude I'm talking about. He's a known pimp. He's been convicted of pimping. But anything I'm saying is true anyway. But you know how people get. You know what I'm saying? They may sue you. They may not. I don't know. They might don't want their story told. But I'm just saying, I'm only telling the truth anyway, so I don't really feel like I had nothing to worry about. But at the same time, the dude could sing. I give him that. He could sing that old high tenor joke, man, so high to sometimes he even sound like a woman voice. But that's what he did. He sung high tenor. He had cut a couple of records, little CDs or whatever. I don't even know if they was called CDs back then, but he had a couple of albums out. He even had the album covers in there to show proof, Because in prison, let me tell you right now, don't nobody believe nothing. I don't care what you tell them. They ain't going to believe nothing unless you can show it to them in black and white. They ain't going to believe you can tell them anything you want to tell them. They're going to yes you all, but you going to have to show some proof of what you're talking about whenever you talking about, especially when you talking about doing something that somebody else ain't done. Whenever somebody tell you they did something, you ain't never did it, you ain't never conceived it, you don't even believe it. So that's how it was in there. But he did show proof of his situation that he actually was a dude that sung and made records and put them out there, man. Gospel records, man. I seen it myself. So yeah, man, he was a character to say the least. Old Hector, man. But we, like I say, me and him, we was making money, right? So everything was going good, until it doesn't. Everything going good until it doesn't. Now see, what happened was so much money started coming in, hand over fist, that he eating, I'm eating, I'm all right because, like I say, it ain't costing me nothing. Dudes ain't really playing with me about that money. I had one or two little things about the money. And one dude in particular, man, he was really getting ready to get the business. So when you get in those situations, you already know what the play is. You get ready to lose out on everything. So it got to be worth it, because if you get into a physical altercation, you go into jail, you get in the charge, whatever money you making is gonna stop right there. Whatever you had is gone. So it's a tricky dynamic. So when you go, you might as well go all out. That was already my philosophy anyway. If I had to put my hands on somebody, if I had to do something to somebody, it's gonna be known. It's gonna make the newspaper. That's how I was feeling. Because I won't be playing with you. But they had this one dude, man. He was on the other side of the yard. And I should have known, man. I should have known. I gave him some, and he was supposed to have that money. But dudes had told me, said, man, he ain't good money. He'll try you, man. He be pulling a lot of velocity. But in my mind, I'm saying, Joker ain't gonna try me. You know what I'm saying? Nah, he tried Lotto, he ain't gonna try me. But man, I gave him something, man, and sure enough, he come back 2-3 days later when he's supposed to have the money, talking about this won't like that, it won't good, da 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 da, which all is ways he trying to maneuver to say he ain't gonna have the money or he ain't gonna pay, but instead of just straight out saying he ain't gonna pay. So I'm steady just beating around the bush because we talking through a fence, but I'm steady beating around the bush and I'm letting them know, I'm like, well, I mean, so what you saying? You know, because you still got to give me that money. So what is you saying? And he was like, no, man, I'm telling you, man, they don't want no good. Why would I pay for something that, you know, won't even right, man? They won't even what I was supposed to get. I said, says who? He said, me. I said, man, you saying that when everybody else say different. So what makes yours different from what they had when they had the same thing that you had? I said, man, you running game, man. I don't even want to keep on talking about the same situation. Is you or is you not going to give me this money? And man, don't you know that joker flat out said, nah, I can't pay that, bank. I can't pay it, man. I said, so you telling me you not gonna pay that? He said, oh, I can't pay it. I ain't gonna pay it. No, I ain't gonna pay it. I said, so you taking that from me, right? I want to get clear clarification from that's what you saying. I ain't taking nothing from you, banky, but I'm just telling you. I said, so you taking it, right? So he said, yeah, well, I'm not paying it. I said, ain't no need to say no more. And I'm telling you, if that fence won't right there, right, if that fence won't right there, and he said that to me, man, I'm telling you, when people talk, like, I get chills all over my whole body. I was like, this fool is insane. He got to be insane. And man, I was so mad. I was trying to get out the building because you had to go out the building to go all around to the other building to try to go in another building. All of these things gonna get you locked up even if you get caught doing it. Unauthorized area, all that. I was willing to risk all that because I just wanted to get my hands on him, because for him to look me in my face and tell me what he won't want to do about something that I gave him, man, he might as well have spit on me, because I was gonna give him that work, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was gonna get that Bethlehem till my arm got tired, because I was just, yeah, I just at that time and the way I was living, that was inconceivable to me. That was just inconceivable to me. That you just gonna try to take something from me. I just won't have that, because all the things I heard about coming in prison anyway, plus my own principle, but even in prison, that's like magnified. You let somebody take something from you, man, your reputation is gone. You lose your reputation, you lose your life, you know? So I wasn't going for it. I wasn't having it, man. I was literally stalking this cat. I couldn't even focus on the other stuff that I had to do because I'm trying to get at him. Now dudes is letting him know I'm trying to get at him, and dudes letting him know he better try to get that money, this, that, and the third. So like I say, sometimes dudes will step in for other dudes because they don't want to see nobody get hurt. Also, they didn't want to see that work stop coming in there, because they thinking that I'm the one that got the work, but I'm getting it from Hector. But they thinking if I'm the one that got the work, so if I go to jail, then the work ain't out there no more. And them dudes want to get high more than they want to get anything. So dudes step up and try to pay his bill for him. At first, I wasn't even trying to accept it because I wanted him. But then, Hector was like in my ear too, it's all about the money, man. Get the money, man. I don't want you to go to jail, nothing either. But man, I never, ever, they paid that bill for that. I never liked them. I'm telling you right now, man, I'm like, man, sometimes, man, I try to grow out of that, but I could carry a dog, man. I could carry a goods, like they say, a dog do fleas, man, all year round, man. And don't you know, all the way to this day, and this is way back, like I told you, like 89, 90. Don't you know, right before I made parole, 2013, 14, 15, I'm around this dude. I get right back around, not 2013, 14, 15. I'm around him 2018, 19, 20. I made parole in 20. But I'm around him 2018, 19, and 20. He on the same joint I'm on. And I walked by him, and I knew who he was off the top, even years later. And he looked me right in my face sometime, and I walked right by him, and I give him the meme of, and don't you know, right before, when I did make parole, the dudes knew I made parole, I'm waiting to leave. Don't you know, he walked up to me and said to me, he said, man, he said, Banky, man, I heard you made parole, man, congratulations, man. You know, so I'm just looking at him, he said, man, you know who I am, right? All this time, man, you walked by me a couple of years, you don't remember me. I said, yeah, I remember you. I remember exactly who you is. His name Vest, so that's what they call him. I said, I remember exactly who you is. He said, yeah, I know, man. I mean, you ain't never speak to me or nothing, man. You always looked at me, man, all funny and stuff. I said, man, you don't remember what you did, man, way back in the day. He was looking at me. He was like, nah, what are you talking about? I said, Man, I looked at him, I said, don't even worry about it, bro. I appreciate the congratulations. He said, nah, what you talking about, man? I said, don't worry about it, brother. Thank you. Thank you. And I walked away. But I say all that to say that's just how I was. I never forgot it. You know, because that's how my brain works. I don't forget stuff. That's how I'm able to tell y'all these stories. But, man, I ain't never, you know, because I felt like even all of me, that he got away with taking something from me. And I felt like he had that in his head that, well, I took that stuff from banking. I ain't do nothing to me. Somebody else paid it, but I took it. That's how I felt. That's how your ego will get you in the way. That's how your ego will get you late. And that's how I was living. You know what I'm saying? And for me to see him in 2020 and all that, give me go out the door and still had it in me, I knew that I had not suppressed all of that. So that's this type of stuff you got to train out of you that's been trained in you from your experiences and from the life that you live. That's the life I led. So that's the stuff that was in me. But once you do me wrong, man, I just, you know, nah, I ain't like him, man. I still ain't like him, you know. But anyway, so little stuff was like that, but for the most part, we making money, you know what I'm saying? And now, here come old Hector, right? He starting to act a little funny, right? And the reason he acting a little funny, in my opinion, is because, number one, we getting money. Number two, I'm getting money. But he feel like it's all his money and I'm only getting money because of him, which is partially true. So he trying to give me less and less money, but think that I'm going to still keep going out here being on Front Street, the one that, you know, it's going to have to handle the drama if it come. While you sitting back safe. Nah, you not, no, if anything, you going to give me some more money, you know. So that was a problem. We had that discussion and I made that emphatically clear. And he always felt like he knew, as a matter of fact, he knew he could not handle me in that cell. He could not do what he wanted to. He didn't feel free. See, when a dude in that cell with you and he feel like he a dominant personality, an alpha personality, and he can't be that in the cell with you because he in there with somebody that's more dominant, more alpha, then he uncomfortable. And then he feel like he the man, he the boss, he providing all this money, got all this going on all over. So he like, well, I'm in the cell with the wrong cat. But in actuality, you in the safest place you could be because you really not built like that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that is coming off of the strength of me. The dudes ain't on you because they still would try it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he believed that. You know? So like I said, it wasn't a knockdown, drag out, or argument or nothing. We just had these conversations and I made myself perfectly clear to him, you know, how I stood. And I won't, you know, if you want to stop doing what you're doing, that's cool. But if you think I'm going to go out here and do this and continue to do this and take less money, then you done lost your mind. You know what I'm saying? You get somebody else to do it. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, nah, we can just boom, boom, boom. So this is the conversation we have. And lo and behold, it's about 2 weeks later, man. 2 weeks later, I go down to the gym. I'm shaking out. I'm hitting the bag. I'm working out and whatnot. Man, I come back and this Bama done moved out the cell. He done moved completely out the cell. Now, I'm tripping because I know what it had to take for him to get out the cell. He had to put in requests. He had to do this, do that. But he got moved. He's still in the block. But he moved over there in the cell with a white boy, right? Automatically, I could see what's going on. He wanted to be in there with a white boy so he could call shots and act like he King Tut and handle the dude or this, that, and the third. So I'm like, boom, I go see the cell, all, you know, empty, all this stuff gone, but I see him in the block, so I pull up on him. I'm like, man, what's up? He was like, oh, nah, I moved over here, right? I was going to tell you, but, you know, it just came all of a sudden. The bottom bunk came open. I wanted to get the bottom bunk. I'm like, man, whatever, Joe. So he's like, nah, what's up, man? I'm just saying, I said, I'm good, dog. You all right? So I rolled because all that is garbage. It ain't no bottom bunk. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't do that all of a sudden. They weren't even moving back then like that. You had to put in a request. You had to do a lot of stuff to get the move done. So I knew this. So I knew everything he was talking was trash. But I didn't care. You know, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. It's all good, right? So that was all fine and dandy. Till the next day when I see a dude that owes some money and it's a good amount of money, and he tell me, he pull up on me and say, because I had told him where to send the money to. So he put up on me and tell me, he said, yeah, Banky, man, so I talked to Hector, so now I don't have to give you that part you told me to give you. He want me to send it all right there. So I just wanted to make sure that was straight with you and you understand. I say, what? He said, yeah, man, Hector told me to send all the money to here. So I knew I was supposed to give you this, but Hector said that I just wanted to get that straight with you. Man, boy, I was blood, man. I told him, I looked him straight in his eyes. I said, don't send Hector nothing. Send it all to me.
The bacon special.
Yeah.
Pure delicious.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.